Grudge Informer case.
My husband, Mr. Earl, is making derogatory remarks about Hitler.
Oh, is it? How do you think of complaining your husband, Mom?
It's not about that he is my husband. It's about whoever making mistakes, sir.
In that case, I am summoning your husband to the court. Before this honorable court. Based on the complaint from Earl's wife, I request the court to punish Mr. Earl with death penalty for making derogatory remarks against their leader Hitler. No, I didn't. It's a fake accusation, my lord. The husband was prosecuted and convicted of slandering the Führer, which carried the death penalty. Although sentenced to death, he was not executed but was sent as a soldier to the Eastern Front. Glad that I made it alive. It's my time to take revenge on my wife for what she has done. Back to court hall. My lord, my wife had made fake accusation. I request the honorable court to take necessary steps.
I have not committed a crime, because a court had sentenced my husband in accordance with the relevant law.
However, the wife was convicted of illegally depriving another of his freedom, a crime under the Penal Code, 1871, which had remained in force throughout the Nazi period. The court described the Nazi laws as contrary to the sound conscience and sense of justice of all decent human beings, 1951. Hart's view. If we follow Hart's positivist views, the decision given by the court was wrong, because Hart believes that no matter how heinous the Nazi laws were, they were in accordance with the Enabling Act passed by the Reichstag, and were valid. It satisfies Hart's rule of recognition. According to Hart, the courts were left with only two options to preserve the integrity of the judicial decisions, either to let the wife go free, because the statute protected her, or make a retrospective laws repealing the statute under which she claimed protection, and declaring the acts of the perpetrators of such atrocities as criminal. Even though Hart did not favor the retrospective application of criminal statutes, he argued that the Nazi regime could have been considered an exceptional circumstance for the application of retrospective of laws, if the courts were afraid that Hitler's accomplices would be acquitted. Hart was strongly against the court's decision to introduce a concept of morality, and deciding the statute which protected a woman was no law at all. Fuller's view. Fuller contended that Hitler's regime was so harmful to morality, that there was nothing in the system that could qualify to be called a law, as they did not comply with his desiderata. He stated that the Nazi laws lacked the necessary internal morality required in the process of lawmaking, which gives laws respect and makes them obligatory to be followed by citizens. Fuller believed that unless the Nazi laws were treated as non-laws, the perpetrators of evils under the Nazi regime would go unpunished. A result I feel is unjust. I agree with Fuller, and I think that Hart is mistaken because Hart's arguments fail in my opinion on the grounds that Hart himself becomes inconsistent when he concedes to the fact that his rule of recognition requires a minimum morality of law. Impartiality in application of a rule is a moral standard which is necessary in any legal system. Fuller believes that Hart is aware of the internal morality of law, but refers to a justice in the administration of laws, which in my opinion indicates that there is indeed a connection between law and morality.